So there I was, scrolling my recommended. This video popped up, and the video is called "Trump Supporters Aren't as Bad as I Thought," and it's from a liberal woman, a queer liberal woman. So this chick is a queer chick, and she's talking about her experience with Trump supporters. Apparently, they aren't as bad as she thought.
Wow, so as some of you may know, I posted a video a few days ago called "My Thoughts on the Election as a Queer Person." Now, this video got over 1,500 views already. It kind of stopped trending, but it was trending for a long time there, pretty heavily. Got over 200 comments. Now, I did get in the comments some people from all sides of the political spectrum, but actually primarily I was getting Trump supporters in the chat, which was very interesting. I think my video was primarily being promoted to Trump supporters in the algorithm.
Oh yeah, because Trump supporters are the ones reacting to all the election shit. So she dropped a video about her thoughts on the election, and there were a lot of Trump supporters in the chat. This is a small channel too, so she's not a big, oh shit, god damn it, I fucked that up. Yeah, she's not a big channel, so she's only got like 4,000 subscribers. But these videos have gone like insanely viral.
Trump supporters in the chat, which was very interesting. I think my video was primarily being promoted to Trump supporters in the algorithm. But
that's how I found you, bro. I found you in the recommended feed, dude. You hit my recommended.
I just wanted to say thank you all for taking the time. There were, of course, a few ignorant people, which is fine. That's their perspective, right? You can't help it if you're ignorant. And there were, of course, a few assholes. There's always a few assholes.
There's extremists in every demographic. It's not just Trump supporters. In every demographic, on the left, on the right. Like, oh my god, the amount of people who come into my comment section thinking that I'm pushing Satanism to children just because I use an anime avatar, bro. There are people who have told me that I don't belong in the MAGA movement because I'm a VTuber. That makes no sense to me, bro. Like, so yeah, there are people just as extreme on all sides of the spectrum, everywhere you go. Feminists, MGTOW, liberals, all the way on the right. There is extremists everywhere.
Even on the internet, assholes are more likely to show themselves, which is fine. That's who they are too. They need to work through that. Well, it's fine and it's not. If you're an asshole, you'll never please those people. Don't listen and you keep being an asshole, I'm just gonna block you. But nonetheless, it is what it is. But my whole point here is actually that the majority of people and the majority of Trump supporters that tuned in and commented, wow, I'm actually really surprised, guys. I just wanted to say thank you so much to all of the Republicans, conservatives, and Trump supporters that tuned into my video and spent the time to comment. I got actually a lot of really thoughtful, really lengthy comments on there from Trump supporters who were actually not, you know, against me at all. Which, you know, sometimes it's interesting because I can just tell you from my personal experience through these whole politics, right? Sometimes it's easy to, you know, remember like a piece of hateful rhetoric, right? Like hateful rhetoric used for political gain.
Right, it's all that media.
Sometimes those little pieces of rhetoric, they get stuck in your head and you think that that's how like a whole group of people thinks or like, you know, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's that liberal media. It's the liberal echo chamber, dude. It's teaching you to put people in a compartmentalized box, and then they label the box, and then they tell you about the box, and then that's your view of this particular group of people. So if they tell you that Trump supporters are all inherently evil, and they're Nazis, and they're brainwashed, fucking they hate you because you're gay, then that's all you're gonna think. So when you meet us and you find out that we're actually pretty cool people, you know, we're pretty alright. We care about you. We care about the country. That's it. It's like a culture shock, because they're so used to this way of thinking because it's been pumped into their brain by the media so much.
Or like things that you see on social media, like you start to, I'm just telling you from my experience, you start to think that, you know, there's like a whole group of people who are against you, and when that's the majority, supposedly, of people, even though it's a slight majority, right? Still the vote is almost 50-50. We live in a very divided, well, I don't want to say we live in a divided nation, but
well, I mean, we do. That's how the elections have been Like, they've always been just about 50-50. It's really the independents that kind of decide the election. It's unfortunate it's the extreme folks that get the notice, but nobody reports on a house that's not on fire. Yeah, exactly. It's always the extremists that get the most media coverage because they're the ones most radicalized. They're the ones doing all the shit. A majority of Americans lie in the center, whether you're center left or center right, but in every demographic, there are these extremists that get all the media coverage because they're the ones that are rallying the troops to go out and protest in the streets and beat up women for not supporting trans rights, whatever that is. That, or they double down, but this chick seems cool. Yeah, this chick seems pretty dope. She seems to have a pretty level head on her shoulders, and she seems to be waking up, which is good. We all need to come together, dude. We're not against anybody. We love everyone as long as you love America.
It's easy to think based off of the rhetoric and the media and everything like that there's this large group of people who are like heavily against you. But I just wanted to say thank you so much. I'm really glad I put myself out there and, you know, let it all out on the table like that, because
yeah, that took some bravery.
Point here, I'm going to get to it. A lot of y'all really, the main theme, like I said, there were a few ignorant people, a few assholes, blah, blah, blah. That's going to happen regardless. But the main gist of the comment section overall was that none of y'all are against me. None of y'all Trump supporters, majority of y'all are not against me at all. Or queer people in general, or none of that. Y'all don't even care. And
exactly.
Actually the main gist of what y'all said was that Trump is actually for the LGBT community.
Yeah, he is. He's had multiple gay weddings at Mar-a-Lago. Like, he's hosted all that shit. The only thing he's against is sex changes for minors and men and women's sports. That's really it. That's as far right as he goes on the LGBT shit. He doesn't want transitioning children, socially or medically or otherwise, and he doesn't want men beating up women. That's it. And that is pretty noble, bro. Like, there's nothing wrong with that.
And it's interesting because while I may not agree with all the policies and everything like that, I can see what you guys are saying, right? I mean, we'll see how the next 4 years go. But, you know, if you do look back, and again, it is interesting because it's all political, right? And I'm starting to realize that. But you know, people brought up, oh, he's hosted many gay weddings at his estate.
Thank you. Yeah, see? He's hosted many gay weddings.
I can't believe I'm saying this right now. I really can't. Y'all have no idea. But
I'm right there with you.
He's hosted many gay weddings at his estate, and he was like super in support of the some trans women who wanted to run for Miss Universe apparently. And I'm just like, wow, you know, that this kind of stuff was never presented to me.
What up, Joe?
Whether it was for political gain or not, all I saw was the hateful rhetoric, which, mind you, probably shouldn't be being said, right?
Yeah.
But it happened, you know. Oh my God, but I just want to say overall, thank you so much to the Republicans who tuned in. You guys literally washed me like a river. And
yes.
I really mean that. Like,
the great cleansing.
I can't express enough how grateful I am to you all for tuning in and spending the time to comment, you know, your true feelings, which for the most part, were actually not hateful. And like, you guys just have no idea how relieving that is to experience and to know that, like I said, the majority of y'all are not against me. And
yeah, we're pretty loving, dude. As long as you love the country and you came here legally, that's fine. We're not against anybody or any particular group of people. We just have particular views about certain policy decisions that we feel like should be implemented for the betterment of our country. We feel like our money, our tax-paying dollars should go to us first before we give it to other countries. We need to build our economy before we focus on other people, you know what I'm saying? Otherwise, we don't have a country. And we shouldn't have an open border, because if we don't have borders, we don't have a country. And if we import people in large amounts from the third world into our country becomes a third world country. That's it. We need to get people in here legally through the right way. Asylum seekers need to come in through the ports of entry, and they need to do it through the legal process. That way they could be documented, and we can know who they are, what their motive is, why they're here, where they came from, and they can assimilate seamlessly into our culture. That way they're not bringing their culture over here and turning us into them, because their country is the whole reason they're leaving. It's coming to our country. So if they turn our country into their country, I'm rambling. But yeah, we're not bad people.
Wow, it's really a beautiful thing. It's really a beautiful thing. Because the thing is, if you guys would have told me this conversation, like...
So Neph, if you want another video to react to, look up Ariel Scarcella's I Asked the Woke Queens Why They Voted for Kamala. I will 100% look that up. I love Ariel Scarcella.
Even a month ago, I would have brushed off everything you said, because I would have been like, oh, you guys yourselves are just here for political gain, right? Because you want to get your preferred candidate elected, right? So I would have think y'all were playing with my mind.
That would make sense.
But the fact that the election's over, y'all's candidate won, you have nothing really to gain in this moment by commenting these things. It really just shows to me that you guys actually care. And
of course, we believe what we're saying, right? That's why we're still saying it after he won. You know what I'm saying? We believe what we're saying. Don't you guys find it funny that now that Trump has won the election, nobody's calling him Hitler, nobody's calling him fascist? Now everybody's wishing him well. Now everybody wants something for the betterment of humanity. Everybody wants America to succeed. So now they're like, nobody's calling him a fascist now. They might be criticizing his cabinet picks, you know, or melting down because he's picking certain people. They're not calling him Hitler no more. That's a little funny. They must not believe anything they're saying, but we believe what we're saying. That's why we're still saying it. We believe in unity. We love you as an individual. We just don't like what the movement itself is doing or the direction that it's going in. That's it. We have nothing against gay people or queer people. I still don't like using the word queer, because queer was a slur when I was growing up. That hurt people's feelings growing up. Now people are trying to use it as some sort of sexual preference. I don't understand that. I'm just gonna call you gay, okay? We have nothing against gay people.
That's what this whole video is about, really, is just expressing and showing gratitude for y'all, for humanity, and just like relief that humanity is not entirely evil. Like, the bulk of humanity is decent, and that's all I really had to say. I'm just overwhelmingly grateful. Like I said, I really feel like you guys just washed over me like a river. Like, oh man. It's just really a beautiful thing, and I really never thought that I would say a lot of these things, but to decent humans everywhere, thank you.
Oh, that was cute. The U.S. liberal media has been hugely divisive, coming from my observation as a non-American or outsider. Facts. The MAGA movement is a movement of unity. That I know I can promise. We just want to make America great again for everyone that calls it home, legally. Yeah, 100%, dude. See, everyone's so based. And there are people from all walks of life. Black Trump voter here. I pray you are well and continue to see that we don't hate you. Boom. Just reject the media and the fucking woke mind virus. That's really all you gotta do. We're not bad people.